My name is Peter Maher, and they would recognize me more by voice than by face. For 34 years, I was the radio play-by-play broadcaster for the Calgary Flames, and I'll run into some people now, and they'll say to me, "Gee, I grew up listening to you." If it wasn't for my mother, I don't know if I would have become the broadcaster I became. Because when I was growing up in Campbellton, New Brunswick, I was constantly just to myself but out loud, hockey. We'd play street hockey out in the backyard. We'd have the hockey game, hockey table games, and all that stuff. And I'd be doing play-by-play of that. And so one day my mother said to me, "You're going to be a hockey broadcaster." I never really saw any signs when I was there, but I wasn't looking for anything either. The first time that I went back down to see them after they had moved, that's when I started to really notice that she was having a lot more difficulties. The thing that really stuck in my mind about that was we were sitting there. There was my dad, my mom, and my brother and sister, and we were having a conversation. And my mother was involved in the conversation for about 30 seconds. And she was, happy to be, and I was sitting right beside her. She was here, I was here, she was there. And after that 30 seconds, then she was just out of it. And we would talk, she didn't, and then I'd look up at her, and there were tears. You could see tears in her eyes. That, I'm thinking she knew that she couldn't, she wanted to contribute something to the conversation, but knew that she couldn't anymore. But this is the one thing that really stuck out, seeing those tears in her eyes. And I saw that a few times. It was in Toronto. And we linked up with my granddaughter there. And when she was born, my daughter brought her down to New Brunswick, and I think she was about 6 or 7 months old. That was the last time that my mother smiled, was when she saw her, and I'll never forget that smile. We had a picture, I've got a picture on the wall. If I had known the "still me" phrase and the meaning for it, it would have helped myself and my family members dealing with my mother's situation back in the day. We were just trying to react the best we could, but you take a lot of the things that were happening personally, and but what you need to do is to remember that it's still her or him. And I think that's what you have to have in the back of your mind. It is a serious issue, but you don't want to let yourself get too broken up, too depressed, or that sort of thing while dealing with it. And I think that's really, really important for family members that have a loved one that is affected by these diseases. And have that set up in your mind before your loved one comes or you go visit your loved one. Have that set up in your mind that this is going to be a fun event. We want people who are affected by dementia to feel like they're regular people, real people. That's why we call it "Still Me." And we really like to have you folks involved in that. Get registered to it, find out more information about it, and it can be helpful for yourself and can also be helpful for your loved one that is affected by this. This is very, very important that you follow up on this "Still Me" project that we have been having for people involved, their families with dementia and Alzheimer's, by going online to our website at stillme.ca. And if you do that, you can find out lots of information and put yourself and your loved one in the win column.